Want dinner? Cooks again? No, it's not. It's too dark otherwise. I'm gonna edit.
Hi, baby. Get off the bench. Stay.
Hold on.
Naughty.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of Ask the HF Trainer. Pippi's going to be joining us and answering a few questions.
If she's a good girl.
If she's a good girl. Ugh, stop doing it. Alright, so the first question we've got is from Steve, and he asks, just a quick one, what is your favourite movement exercise and why? My favourite movement would have to be deadlift, Steve. Basically, why is because I find it to be the one that I'm the strongest at. Something that I didn't have to work all that hard to achieve a pretty heavy deadlift. So I probably enjoy it the most because of that. But if I was to sort of talk about a movement that I enjoy because it's hard to do and it took me a while and it was a really fun experience having to learn it and eventually get it, it would probably be muscle ups, both bar and rings. Because it's fun, it took me a while to learn it. But yeah, probably deadlifts and muscle ups. Chloe?
I'd have to go with squats, back squats in particular. I just find that they're the most versatile, and it's just the most favourite go-to exercise. I feel like it crosses over with a lot of my training, strength biased, and I enjoy them. I think that I'm relatively good at them, and whenever in doubt, squat, I say. If I had another sort of movement that I'd go with, gymnastics-wise, it'd be toes to bar. Really enjoying them at the moment. I find them relatively easy to do, and I feel my whole body working when I do them, which is a really cool feeling. So yeah, squats and toes to bar for me.
Cool, thanks Steve, good question. The next one is Sophia. She asks, what is your favourite thing to have for lunch and dinner? Hi.
I am so simple and boring, but it keeps me on track, and I enjoy it. I actually really look forward to it. But steak and greens cooked in a shitload of butter with some sea salt would have to be, nothing beats that for me. A good piece of steak cooked well, you can't beat it.
Favorite food for lunch and dinner, probably either beef or lamb. Again, I'm just the same as Chloe. We're pretty simple in regards to what we eat. We keep our food pretty much the same every single day, just so we know what we're going to have. And so it's really quick, simple, and easy.
Favorite food?
My food, that's what her favourite food is. And yeah, so just some steak, sweet potato, and like Chloe had, butter all over it just to make sure it doesn't taste too dry if we overcook it. Thanks, Sophia. Jamie wrote, how many hours, days, and WODs do you spend training in a week? I know all will be different. Thanks, Jamie. Basically, myself, I will train from Sunday morning all the way through till Friday. So 6 days, I'll end up probably doing about 6 workouts in that time. Some days I'll double up with hour of power. Especially when I feel like I'm falling behind in some of my Olympic lifts. If I feel like I'm not improving, I'll jump in on hour of power as many weeks as I need to feel like I'm improving again. And I'll also do open gyms. So some weeks it'll just be 6 on a day. Some will be 8. And some weeks I'll do 10 sessions in that time if you include the open gym as well. Chloe? 1,794 workouts a day.
I couldn't say hours, I guess. Days, definitely 6 days a week. Sometimes 7 if I'm feeling okay. I sort of just take rest days as my body sort of lets me know. If I need the whole day off, I wake up in the morning and I really feel like I need it, well then I'll have it. Other times it's if I do a morning session and I train like shit, I generally take that as a sign to have a rest for the afternoon, today being one of them. So I just sort of take it how I feel. I try and hit all movements through in a week though. So if I know we haven't hit a particular movement in a WOD, especially something that I need to be better at, I make sure I hit it in open gym. So I look at the week's WODs, go through which ones I can do, which ones I can't do, depending on work and when I'm coaching. and then make sure I hit those movements in my own time if I need to. And then sort of tackle any weaknesses that I might have as well, open gym or as extras on the end of sort of sessions. I sort of just gauge it week to week with how I feel, with what I need to hit, and make sure I get a good variety of all different movements and styles of training.
Awesome. Thanks, Jamie. And I want to reverse these questions onto you guys to see who's watching. Because this is probably about 6-7 minutes into the video now. I want to ask you guys to answer the same questions in comments. So we get to hear from you guys. Steve wrote, what's your favorite movement? Sophia wrote, what are your favorite foods at lunchtime and dinner? And Jamie wrote, how many days a week are you guys training? And how many wads and hours are you spending doing that? So answer those questions for us. And like we always say, if you keep asking questions, we'll keep answering them. Thanks again for this week's questions. Hope you enjoyed episode 3.
See ya.
See you guys. Say goodbye, Pippi.
Okay, so just answering Jamie's question about how many hours a day, or how many hours a week we train. It depends on, for me, training goals and sort of what I'm trying to get out of it at the time, which changes for me all the time. Obviously when I'm injury free and whatnot, probably the stock standard would be 5 or 6 days a week, probably just the hour a day. Usually in mornings, and then occasionally if I'm training towards something, a comp or whichever, I might try to get an afternoon session in as well, but that's sort of rare-ish. Doesn't happen all that often. Like I said, it depends on what stage where I'm at with my training. But I usually find if it's a good quality hour without interruptions, quite often I have Jetta with me, so that can extend out. Between interruptions and whatnot. Sometimes it's quicker because I'm getting too interrupted. So it just depends on, but yeah, usually an hour if I've got the focus is enough to get a strength and a skill, and maybe a Metcon if I'm force myself to. So yeah, that's usually where I'm at. Okay, Steve's question, which was about what our favourite movement is. So mine, I've probably got 2, snatch and squat. So the reason snatch would be the complexity of it. Just requires so much skill and obviously strength, mobility. It requires a fair bit of dedication and perseverance, patience, to be able to get that perfect technique and get it looking good and feeling good. So every day it will feel different. If you're training it a couple of days a week to get better, it's not easy. So I really like coaching it as well, for that reason, that it's challenging. So to get every tip that you can, I think is definitely helpful, and have someone watching you, and giving you feedback on it. A lot of the time, you shouldn't go for weeks on end without an eye on you, to see where you might need to change anything before it sort of develops into a bad habit. So it's just the process that I love about that movement. You can't sort of fake it. You can't sort of come in and someone off the street and come in and do a perfect snatch, because it doesn't happen that way. It requires you got to earn that good technique. And the squat, for probably the opposite reason, it's fairly simplistic, but you get so much bang for your buck. It's a really good movement to let off some steam as well, just to squat heavy and make it a challenge for you in that session is a really good sort of go-to movement as well, I find. So last question was Soph's question about what our favourite meal is for lunch and dinner. So mine probably is just very simple. I don't put a lot of time into my meal prep. I probably should. I really enjoy when someone else cooks for me. If I could, I'd go out and dine every day. But obviously that's not how it works. So probably my go-to would be roasts, because you can sort of get 2 meals out of that a lot of the time. So you can have dinner and then have it for lunch the next day. And that's really easy too. It doesn't require too much prep. And obviously you can just put it on and sort of it cooks itself, which is great. And apart from that would be sort of some sort of protein, so fish or meats, and veggies. That's it's quite an easy one as well. So I don't usually do anything too fancy, but yeah, just try to get the basics down. Try to get as much variety, I suppose, in amongst the basics as I can. But yeah, that's about the gist of it.